Opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or messages posted in chat are strictly their own personal views and do not reflect the views of Bolin Services, Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit organization, nor does it reflect the views of the sponsors of this program. Political commentary, if any, are strictly personal opinions and should not be construed as endorsements of or opposition to any political party, candidate, or voter initiative by Bolin Services, Inc. This audio-visual presentation is copyrighted by Kenneth W. Bolin. No rebroadcast, retransmission, simulcast, or other distribution of this video or the audio associated with it is permitted without the express written permission of Kenneth W. Bolin. All original content on this presentation is owned in full and solely by Kenneth W. Bolin.
Warning, the following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with Dutch Mantel.
We need to get Mr. Cena on to replace that horrendous lying thing about sponsorship with...
I've actually thought about having it one continue. Well, Bob, apparently you've been away from the show for a long time. We have a horrible echo.
I have an echo, so that's because I'm not doing headphones tonight. Let's see what happens when we switch.
Well, I'm not either.
Well,
but I never do. I never do.
I never do. Let's go here into our
settings.
Did
you hit, well, let me make sure I hit echo cancellation. Maybe I didn't.
Nah, it might have been me. Let's turn it off on my side.
Is that what it was?
Is that better?
Yeah, I don't hear it now.
Take two, folks. Just ignore all that. Ignore all that shit.
Come here, little Gooby. He's my little baby. He's just a little infant. And he seems to know. He was here Tuesday and came by to say, well, hi, Cato. Come here. You can come up on this side. Come here. Come here. Come here. Don't be shy. Come on. Up. Up there you go.
Nope, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it.
There's the big cow. There's the two babies. Well, where's Meow Meow? Where's Meow Meow? She's asleep on the amplifier in the bedroom. She did not go outside today. She has the window cracked open over there with a little hole that she can go in and out and come and go as she pleases, especially if it ain't 131 outside.
That's good.
And we've been down. We've only been about 100 outside lately. So there's a little hole over there that she can go in and out. She didn't go out today.
Cold front.
She's a fuck it. Staying in. But no, I've been thinking about contacting Mr. Cena to do one continuous lead in.
Do the whole disclaimer. I mean, the guy that did our original disclaimer is like the most boring voice ever. Kenny Bolin.
Well, maybe you just weren't in the mood that day. I could read it myself, I guess. As I was saying on that podcast I did the other day that may not have even aired yet. I was talking about wrestlers that either have it or either don't, and they wanted to know. I think I offered my opinions on Gunther, and I said he's missing something, and I said I think I know what it is. I said I think it's a thing called oomph. I was like, because when I get riled up on here and people like what I say the most is when I'm pissed about something.
Yeah,
when I'm pissed about what's going on in Texas.
Gunther
and
always looks like
dog murdering, goat murdering bitch that's down there deflecting left and right, and that piece of shit fucking governor y'all got. You might want to take the sponsors down.
I'm always expecting Gunther to break out a big old smile. It's like he's not quite. He tries to be the heel, and he's like,
yeah. So I was wondering if other people were seeing it, and Bill Apter and the Featherstone acted like, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. There's something there, or something's not there, and but there's something. It's not that he's not talented, no. And I forgot all about Ludwig Kaiser, and I said, when they were a thing, there was only one thing missing from making them almost perfect, and it's that they needed another Ludwig Kaiser. They needed somebody else just like him. The other guy was dead weight, and finally somebody realized that, and I don't even think he's with the company anymore.
He is not.
He was dead weight, and me and my son both said that from the beginning. They need another one just like Ludwig. Now, those probably aren't easy to find some, because he's so thin, even though he's in a hell of a shape.
Yeah.
I probably can't whip him, but he looks like he can. He looks like this little fragile, little thin bitch that just any fan could jump the rail and just beat his ass. But I can assure you, you can't.
He has the arrogant
and that look,
attitude.
That look. Yeah. He doesn't have to say anything. Yeah. That look is there. And they needed another one just like him. I don't know how you create that.
Right. I think Gunther was better with Kaiser because Kaiser is that introductory. And he wasn't even a flunky, right? He's not even
not really
the lackey.
I wouldn't call him a flunky, but he was certainly a deflector, and him and the other one. I couldn't tell you if you offered me $1 million cash right now to tell me what the other one's name is, first or last, I'd have to forfeit the money.
Vinci was his name.
What was his name?
Giovanni Vinci.
Please tell me you got that written down in front of you.
It's my password to StreamYard.
I was wondering how you knew that, because I saw a lot of shows, and for $1 million, Kenny, for $1 million cash right now, you can't look it up. What's his name? First or last? Damn, that'd been a nice, cool, easy million if I'd have just known that, but I didn't know. And by the way, we might not be here very long at all tonight because we've only got 2. Can you tell I woke up in a mood today when you saw me?
I could.
I was in just a bit of a mood.
When it was like get the damn show put together. Oh, fuck it. I'll just do it myself.
Fuck it all. Well, no, not even that. Did you read what all I wrote for or didn't write, but spoke for the show?
Yeah. I was like,
no. And I don't recall saying, get the goddamn, never mind. Fuck it. I'll do it myself. It was just like,
you know what? More an attitude. It wasn't a direct
quote. Bob is probably away helping somebody today. Like that ever crossed my fucking mind. Now wait a minute, Stephen King Jr. Who the hell did you go help all day on a work day?
No, it wasn't all day. It was starting in about the afternoon.
I've already caught you in a lie, but go ahead.
One of my younger friends, a young lady I know.
I was going to say, when you said younger friend, I knew it was female. I knew. Because
buying a car.
Me or you, neither one are going to help a man all day. We're not going to do that.
So she's buying a car, and she calls me. She says, "I need a second opinion." I said, "Okay." She goes, "I'm looking at this car. It's a Hyundai sedan." I'm like, "Oh, what?"
Sedan? It's one of them sedans. I've heard about those.
Sedan. I'm like, I've never heard of a Hyundai sedan.
A Hyundai sedan.
It was a Honda Accord, was what it was. A Honda Accord.
Was it a sedan?
Yeah, a Honda Accord sedan.
So there we go.
Okay.
Now shit's adding up.
Hyundai and Honda, not the same. Not at all.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not.
I went down to the dealership with her and ended up getting her, saving her.
Let's give the dealership a plug. Let's just plug the dealership.
So Auto Nation Chevrolet in Richland Hills, Texas.
There we go. Hello to all the good folks.
Hello to all the good folks at Auto Nation Chevrolet.
Oh, by the way, real quick, in case you didn't catch on to what we did too, we're going to talk WNBA basketball tonight. See what that does.
That'll take a while.
No. We had 2 people flood in here with like $70. John Paul, who hadn't been seen. I almost said that you can't say that age anymore. John Paul had not been seen in a long time. I said, yeah, we never hear from John Paul anymore. And then all of a sudden, John, y'all talk about it in WNBA? And then Jazzy Janet was in here, and Jazzy Janet, I think, could own a team. Jazzy knows everything about WNBA.
Own the team, yeah.
And I, who know nothing about WNBA, the only reason WNBA got brought up is that, I said, my son called me the other day. He said, Dad, what are you doing? I said, I'm watching WNBA ball. And the next thing out of his mouth, he said, you must be bored out of your fucking mind. I said, I am. What are you watching? I said, I'm watching the Indiana Fever play this LA team. And I said, I tune in for one reason, to see Caitlin Clark, same reason everybody else tunes in. I said, and that little bony bitch is sitting on the bench wearing a fucking t-shirt, ain't even playing. Probably shouldn't call her a bony bitch, but I did. And because she wasn't playing.
Well,
and but said no, they're getting mad and angry with everybody else. And then I bring up the point that there's a reason I watch WNBA ball when Caitlin Clark plays, is because every time she drives to the hoop, somebody fouls her real hard. They knock the shit out of her, and then there's a big fight about 5-8 times a game. There's more fights in the WNBA than there is an entire NBA season. In one game, than you'll see in an entire NBA season.
It's like a hockey game breaking out there.
Every time, mainly over Caitlin Clark. And they even brought in somebody to be the enforcer to protect her. They said that on the damn game a few games ago. So the Fever's only a little bit up the road, you know. They're 99, like the Pacers. So, you know, a couple of nice little draws there. I thought my boss had written me, said he did, but I don't see anything there. No, he gave me a thumbs up. An attaboy. I got an attaboy.
Way to go, boss.
Well, I had to reschedule some shit today that they didn't tell me about that I had to find out the hard way. And speaking of the hard way, I know we went members only tonight, and there's 3 of you and 2 of you. There's only 2 of you who've been able to comment. There's 15 watching. Now, as you all know, sometimes it takes a while for the show to be on for you all to get the notifications or whatever. That's fine. But and of all people, Michigan Mike came on my Facebook page to defend me today because 2 of you freeloading Facebookers, that's about as polite a way as I can put it, were bitching because, well, if I'm going to pay money for a podcast, I would pay for, and I forgot some of the ones that were thrown out, but Dutch Mantell's was one of them. And but Storyman with Dutch Mantell, and then they named a couple of others. Believe it or not, Cornets didn't come up. Is that they don't ask for money and they don't call their fans freeloaders. I said, well, I do. And I said, there's two different things. They're entertaining you for numbers. They want numbers. They ain't gonna fucking block nobody. Dutch ain't gonna block nobody. There's other podcasts that don't block nobody. Dutch also, to my knowledge, he doesn't do live shows, does he?
They do not. They pre-record all their shows.
They don't do live shows. And there's a reason for that, because some people don't want to be put on the spot on a live interactive show. I ain't saying Dutch is one of those, but he's been awfully hard to get over here lately. I don't want to say that Cornette doesn't do live shows because he doesn't want to be put on the spot, but have you ever heard him do one? There ain't many of them. And not that he ain't capable of handling himself, but sometimes they don't want to be put in that awkward position to have to tell a fucking known lie like he's done a million times. He didn't know what type of person Vince McMahon was. He didn't know. Funny. We knew in 1984, but now all of a sudden he don't know. So I guess his memory.
Forgot.
But we do a different thing here. They do money to enrich themselves. They're the Republicans of podcasting. They do they do shows to make money, and both shows probably do very well to enrich themselves. Over here, for the last 14 years that I've been doing this, never gave a fuck to make any money for myself. I have dedicated every dime that's ever come into this show to helping people, be it Louisville metro area homeless, and Louisville metro area includes a pretty good wide variance around here in Louisville and Southern Indiana, which Carrie, who helped me set up my 501c3 that several of you over on the other show claimed I did not have, would never have, and I was lying to you all. That's why some of you are not permitted over here anymore, because you all just are weird motherfuckers. We have a different purpose over here. We try to entertain, tell some stories, have some fun in the process of trying to help people. And that's the only reason I do this podcast. And like I said, I've done it 14 years before today. And if whatever powers it be give me the ability to speak and communicate, not have a stroke, because I've seen some, hell, I was watching a story today, Bob, about how Curly got faded out from the Three Stooges, and he had multiple strokes.
Yes.
And just basically was not himself anymore, was the most entertaining stooge, the most beloved stooge. He had a stroke on the set one day, was never the same guy again. And I watched a lengthy story about him just today. And then we seen what's happened to Jerry the King Lawler. He can still communicate, he can still sign his autograph, but had it not been for the strokes, he'd still be in the ring at 75.
Yep.
Almost 76. He'd still be in the ring. But the stroke and his heart attack and a few others have shut him down. I had congestive heart failure, and I'm going to be honest, a long time ago. And then I had the sepsis hit, which was an attention getter. And I'm damn fucking lucky to be here. I don't thank any gods for it. I don't do any of that. But I am lucky to be here and lucky to be able to communicate. And if anybody at nearly 600 pounds probably should have had a stroke and a heart attack, it should have been me, not Jerry Lawler, who's never cracked 250 in his day that I know of. And he's had all kinds of shit go wrong. Definitely healthier than me. So we might not have many of you in here, but it was a test show tonight to see who wants to help people, who wants to be a part of what we do here to help people, not to break the fucking bank, not to clear out your bank accounts, not as Bob revealed on this show quite some time ago. And I didn't know. I almost wish you hadn't told me. Did you realize that you're giving away 30% of your money? No, I did not. But as I've said many times, as long as I can pay my bills, if there's something nice out there I want, if I have the ability to get it, if I want it, I want a 98-inch TV. They don't cost that much. Not these days. But do I really need one? That fireplace was made for a 77-inch TV. The bedroom will handle one, but I don't watch that much TV in the bedroom. There's a 70-inch 3D back there that I probably don't turn on 5 times a year. I'd probably turn on a lot more if there was a 100-inch TV back there. And they're down to like $1,300, $1,400 now. If I put it on Klarna, I'd get, 6 paychecks in before I had to pay for it. There'd be more than enough money coming in to cover the TV. But I have decided not to dedicate that much money into a television. It ain't that I can't afford it. I just elected not to do it. I have a 2004 Volvo. I don't drive enough to justify having a Porsche. Bob drives, whatever Bob drives is way fucking more than I do. If I drove every day somewhere, I might like to have a nicer, newer car. But I got a 2004 Volvo that I put $4,000 into to get it in top-notch condition. It's got 77,000 miles on it. And I don't drive enough to justify having anything else. Well, Adam's got his budget. Well, shit, tuned in and Bob's here. Guess he loves to do that for some reason.
Okay. I'm here to save the day.
We should start bringing him into Party Train. We should just pay the fees and just have a little Charlie Wilson Dixie appliance.
Or
they actually have an appliance here called Charlie Wilson's Dixie appliance.
Play a little Ozzy and probably Crazy Train instead.
No, that'd be something Cornette would do. I ain't gonna
Train horn.
I'm gonna leave Facebook open until freeloaders start popping in there on it, and then we're just gonna ignore them. Because I did have 2 people. They're no longer with us, by the way. I don't know that they're dead, but they're no longer with us. Because they bitched that Dutch doesn't call his people freeloaders. Well, good for Dutch. But over here, it's a different show, a different purpose, and a different thing that we do. And if you want to be a part of it and you want to help us, we love to have you. Be you get a $3 membership, a $7 membership, a $20 membership. Be you make a donation. And some of you donate a shitload more than others. Adam Edge Copeland is one of those. Randy Satterley is definitely one of those. We have goodies here for purchase. We have lots of autographed pictures. Why? Because I have worked with fucking everybody over the years. When I think of Sportskeeda and all the people that are over there, and they got people over there that I don't know how much money they pay. When I was over there, it paid a little bit, $200 or $300 a month to do their show. And then when me and Dutch had a bit of a falling out, I said, hey, apparently Dutch needs the money more than I do. Let Dutch have it. And if he wants to say anything otherwise, he can call me a liar. But I left there so Dutch could stay. I wasn't asked to leave. I left of my own accord. Vince Russo show.
Not in an Accord. He did not leave in a Honda.
No, he didn't leave in a Honda Accord or a sedan or any of those things.
I left that joke alone thinking it'd be stupid.
No, we've already covered it earlier on the show because Bob was helping a friend. But there was way more to that story because when Bob wrote me, yeah, King, he didn't say King. He'd never call me that. Kenny, you asshole. I'm just now getting back. I've been helping a friend all day. And I looked at that and I immediately said, well, that's a lie. Neither of us would do
Bob
that.
Doesn't have any friends.
Neither of us would dedicate all day to any friend because there's an old saying. Cornette used to say it. A friend in need is no friend indeed.
Bobby, he needs to
That's
say a friend in need is a pest.
Well, that doesn't rhyme, but that's
it's
the
just straight to the point.
It's about the same thing. There's Nessa. And Vanessa, go ahead and say thank you to Bob right now, because Bob has been because I help a shitload of people. And then there's some on the list that I just don't have enough money left over to be much help to. And Bob has been a tremendous help to you recently. And sorry for what you're going through. Hopefully you don't have COVID. I'm watching you're the guy. Well,
Somebody.
I was asked on the show I did last night, Kenny, do you watch AEW? I said, I can barely spell AEW. I said, ask me 5 stars' names because I can't tell you who's the star over there anymore. Is Jericho still there? I guess he is.
Yeah.
I mean, MJF.
He would be the only reason I'd tune in to watch is to see Jericho. Let's see. There's Jazzy Jana. The boys are back. Yeah, it's a very rarity that you have all 3 of us in here at the same time. And I started to say the cock blocker, the girl with the wrench blocking, I guess never mind. Shit,
Speaking of which, I have a few screenshots I'm going to send you because JJ was missing the ball on the comments last night. So when I went back over...
Who was missing what now?
JJ, she's supposed to be running the comments, and she kind of fell asleep at the wheel while
now I hear Schmidt was over there watching your show. Did you all say hey to Schmidt?
It must have been him, but there's a bunch of names that I'm gonna send you to.
Well,
see exactly
he told me I saw some of the usual suspects over there.
Yeah, and I missed a whole bunch of statements that are gonna get some people blocked. So.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you a list.
Okay. All right. Well, I heard there were some people over there, but y'all haven't done a live show in a while, have you?
No, it's been a while.
Okay, I didn't realize.
Matter of fact, it's been about 2 months since we were all together.
So I told Schmidt, I said, so you have the guts and the balls to go over there to Coltrane's show and chime in, but you don't never chime in on mine. And there's probably reasons for that. And he says, he says, well, I'm always working during your show. I said, you work every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday when we do show. Most of them, that means that you're not working all of them. Well, I'm off tonight. Well, bad Chris. Now, good Chris, he doesn't really chime in on the shows a lot. Good Chris, if you're watching, it'd be great to see you tonight. Just to chime in. Let's see here. But it's members only tonight, and there might be a lot of these from now on. A matter of fact, I'm leaning on it because if you're a freeloader, you're doing this show. You're doing this show no fucking good whatsoever. Facebook will be open until I see freeloaders because it's mainly there for the Filipinos to come in. And by the way, Bob, I don't know if we've uploaded them yet or not. I ordered you. I demanded you. I said, Bob, whatever you're doing with that fucking fake friend of yours that needs a goddamn car, even though I didn't know that shit yet. Younger person needing a car. Bob is easily lured. Bob, is your last name Sellers? No, because your friend was real. We actually saw yours live and in person.
Shame on you.
And Adam's sitting there with a badge calling himself a freeloader. Holy shit. Bob, Adam, you got to learn how to work, man, because when you call yourself a freeloader and your badge is showing, then it, you got to learn to work.
You're showing a lot of light there, bro.
Exactly. Let's see. So I don't know if we've uploaded them yet or not, but Eunice, this is a special day, and this is something else I'm proud of that we've done because I had to intervene in this thing. Poor little Gwen, a sweet friend of Eunice's that we've known maybe a year or so, give or take, goes back to where Eunice used to live, so probably over a year because they were friends back at Eunice's old house, and then somehow they got reacquainted, and they live a good ways away, and Eunice and her now go to the same school, and but it's a long trek for Gwen to be able to do that. Well, Gwen has an abusive father. The mother wasn't anything to write home about, but the father was the drunken asshole who hit her. And I don't take kindly to any grown man hitting any woman, especially a father that slaps around at then time her 17-year-old daughter. And if he's doing it 17, he's probably doing it 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, and 11. This drunk fuck. And apparently alcohol is real cheap in the Philippines because every piece of shit fucking losing man over there that bails out on his family seems to be able to find the money for alcohol. They can't pay for rice. They can't pay child support. They can't take care of their kids, but they can find money for alcohol. Okay. But when you start slapping your kid around, I'm not there to physically be able to do anything about it. I can't turn my son loose on them and Lord knows who the Philippine police would pick a side of if we did. But we made some phone calls, made some arrangements, and today is the day that the sweet little thing turned 18 years of age. And as I explained to her and others involved, you can now do what you want. You don't have to stay there and take beatings and slappings and wonder if you're going to have food on the table anymore, because I've talked to Eunice's mother. You now have a place to go, and tell your mother you're moving. Pack your shit and go. We will protect you. They might be able to fuck with you in that house, but they can't come to Eunice's mother's house and do it. She's already talked to the police and let them know what a shitbag her father is. So today, I sent the money to her I didn't realize how far away she lived. It cost $20 to pack her shit and get her out of the house. We also put a divider up in Eunice's mother's house to give her own room. We got her a mattress. We got her clothing. We got her a supply of food. We bought 100 kilograms of rice to get them off and running over there. So now Gwen starts over new. If you have the first picture of Gwen I wanted you to show, if you could show that, because we paid to get her and Eunice's hair done recently. They had some issues over there. And now that's Gwen, and she's officially now 18 years old today. Stop it, guys. 8,400 miles away. Shut up. Leave the kid alone. But she told me, she said, Daddy, because, well, I got 7,500 kids, but none of them call me Grandpa because they know better. Daddy, for my birthday, I would like purple hair and some cake. And I'm thinking, well, we got you a power pack. We got you a new place to go. We got you a room. We've gotten you many things over the past few weeks that I told you that were a pre-birthday present. But Bob, when a kid says I want purple hair and a birthday cake, I do everything I can to make that shit happen. So there it is.
All right. There it is. You did it.
Let me take down Edge Adam. Let's take that down. Got her name on her cake. Happy 18th birthday right there at the top. Got the purple hair. Got her pink t-shirt on. And there you go. Happy birthday, Gwen.
Mercedes. Just ignore the whole part about Meta AI at the bottom.
There is a little Mercedes flavor to that. What's that, Bob? I couldn't hear you.
Just ignore the whole part about Meta AI at the bottom of the picture. It's not really there.
No. Ignore the Grand Wizard. He's not even there. Ignore the wizard. But Gwen, cake, purple hair, pink shirt, and she's looking like, I need cake, I need purple hair. And there it is. So pass on the word. Hello, Sir Culture. Why does everybody get respect in here but me? I'm Daddy. I'm a little bitch.
The parents always get disrespect.
Sir Bob, Uncle Bob, Sir Coltrane. Yeah. And
hello.
Did we ever see Vanessa say thank you to Bob for everything you did to help her?
She has said thank you so much in
all right.
Private chat. Our
I figured that'd be the case. Were you helping Vanessa get a car today down at the dealership?
No, I was helping Vanessa get throat medicine today.
Yeah, I hope they will check her out for the COVID thing. I didn't know that there was a COVID thing going around.
It was tested negative.
Yeah, there's a second round.
And she tested negative for strep also. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. Let me get my phone. Because this might be a horrible thing that we've done, and we'll just get no donations, and that's a possibility.
It's always a possibility.
And we'll see if we got anything. We have a $10 donation from TC from the NC over on the Venmo. And Randy Macho Man Satterley also looks like over on the Mo has made a $25 tip. So we got 35 in the house. And Gwen wrote me today and she says, Daddy, can I have a real cake for my birthday? I said, well, we did just get you a mattress. We got you some blankets. We got you a hot dog pillow, as they call it. We got you your own room. We had to get a divider, a door frame, pay a man to do those things. He offered to do it for free, but I wouldn't let him do it. And it turned out the milk for his family cost about as much as the materials to build the room. So we got him about a month's supply of milk for him and his kids. He's kind of a new father. and a very nice man. He put a circuit breaker in Eunice's mother's house. They kind of explained to me why they thought that was going to help. It was going to help distribute the flow of electricity through the house. It's just like in politics. I try not to act like I know more than doctors and scientists, unlike most Republicans. And so if the electrician thinks it'll help, shit, it costs $20-$30 to put a circuit breaker in the house. And, you know, next month we'll know if it helps any or not. But probably a good idea to have a circuit breaker in a house anyway, especially if you're running more shit now. And they do. You know, they've got a tube TV, the regular TV, we got them, the 36-inch, we got them quite some time ago. They got box fans over there, you know. There's a lot more shit in the house than there used to be. And now Gwen's moving over there too. But today, officially, at some point during the day, the Jolly Wagon will pick her up. And apparently it's a good way, but she gets to start a new life today. She doesn't have to wake up wondering if her parents are going to beat her. And I think that's a good thing. And if that's the only thing that we accomplished here this year, we saved a kid from taking fucking ass whippings from her drunken father. And I'll stack my show up with what we do against your Dutch Mantels, your Jim Cornettes, or any of those shows that enrich themselves. I'm very proud of what we do here. No, we don't have the numbers they have. Algorithms is my fault. I'm the one that chose to talk politics, talk religion, or lack thereof in some case. And by the way, I do want to talk about religion in Texas.
Actually, it's the title sometimes.
I want somebody to explain to me. Okay, when this big storm, this once in 100-year storm that's apparently hit 3 or 4 times in the last 100 years, they build these places for kids to go in a place called Flash Flood Alley in San Antonio. We're going to build a great place for kids to go in Flash Flood Alley. We don't really have alarm systems. We're going to vote on that. Well, it's going to cost a lot of money. And I've heard ranges of $50,000 would put up some air sirens to let people know if there's big rain, big storm coming in Flash Flood Alley. I've heard ranges of $50,000 to $1 million, depending on who you want to believe. I watch all the news sources. I even watch Fox Entertainment to hear what they're saying over there. And then the governor wants to talk about God and football, because they're both big in Texas. Wants to talk about God and football and God this, God that. Let's pray to God. Let's give our prayer. This isn't the time to be pointing blame. I heard Ted Cruz talk about partisan finger pointing. This isn't the time for that. Well, yeah, this is exactly the time. Because Trump decided to want to do away with FEMA, do away with the National Weather Service, want to just cuts and 80% cuts to the National Weather Service. FEMA, not only have they made drastic cuts, they want to do away with it altogether. Yeah, they come in after the disaster, but they do what the states can't afford. They come in and pick up the pieces from what the states can't afford to do. FEMA apparently didn't even get involved or an invitation to come in until 5 days after the fact, which just is day 5 or 6, because Kristi Noem, the goat and dog murderer, says, well, anybody that needs to do anything cost over $100,000 got to go through me, and I got to sign off on it. Well, that apparently has slowed shit up dramatically, according to 4 insiders today that were Republican appointed, that were assigned by Republicans. But let's get back to the God thing. Okay, what is this horrible storm that happened? An act of God. Okay, well, what about all the kids that it killed? Well, that was God's will. And this happens with tornadoes, typhoons, fire, you name it, act of God, God's will. So now what are we doing? Well, we're praying to God to rescue all the ones he didn't kill. Trained, help me out.
I can't on this one, man.
Act of God, God's will. God, we need you to rescue all the other ones you didn't kill.
It's like I'm praying to my dad to stop whooping my ass, and he just won't for some reason.
He just won't quit. Maybe Gwen can chime in on that later. Bob, you have a little more religion in your soul than me and the train. Help me out. I'm willing to be sold on this.
Yeah, so I'm not the person to ask, because to me, my belief in God does not include a God that steps in and decides to go piddle on this thing, cause a hurricane over here.
Yeah.
My
you're whatever God you're in, George Carlin makes sense to you.
Yeah, set up a nature that this is how the world works, and there's weather patterns, and you guys fuck around with the weather patterns, and it changes things, and it causes, tornadoes happen. So they're naturally occurring things that are simply a result of the weather, and shit happens. And I don't believe.
And most of these horrible things that happen, Bob, happen primarily in Republican states. Now, there's no such thing, really, in my opinion, as Republican states, because good old Texas has a lot of Democrats in it. Good old California's got a lot of Republicans. Well, we're not going to help California. We're not going to help those Democrats. Well, guess what? California's got a shitload of Republicans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Orange County.
Kentucky, heavily Republican, got a shitload of Democrats with a Democrat governor. North Carolina, very purple these days.
Virginia.
For some reason, in some people's heads, they're thinking they're just all fucking Republican over there. Josh Hawley from Missouri voted for a plan that he shit on because he says, well, yeah, we voted for a lot of shit we didn't like, but the cutting of Medicare, food stamps, all the shit that people my age get a lot of help from, Medicare, Medicaid, food assistance, heat assistance. Guess who hasn't got heat assistance this year? Because the Trump organization shut it down. And heat assistance has been very helpful to me. The only thing saving my ass right now is that my Aetna card has $170 supplemental money on it that I'm supposed to use for good, healthy food. But fortunately, Aetna stepped in and says, well, you can also use this to help pay your electric bill. So if it weren't for that, it'd be a tough time for me right now.
Yeah.
Thanks to good old Aetna stepping in and helping out. Because you can't get LIHEAP assistance here, which I've been able to get ever since I was 60. Well, ever since I've been on disability. LIHEAP 3 or 4 times a year helps those in need with their electric bills, their rental assistance. Well, you can't get that now. Also, billionaires and multimillionaires can get tax cuts. Like Elon Musk acting like he's all pissed. Elon Musk, even though he's getting some of his space shit ripped out of him and him and Trump are having their issues. I know that Cuban and Scaramucci are both kind of on the Elon wagon right now about starting a third party. Okay, but it's going to cost a fuckload of money to start a third party because 50 states have 50 rules about how to do shit. And just because one state does it doesn't mean another state will. And it's very costly to start a third party. Yeah. This just doesn't go, I'm going to start a third party. Here we go. Who's in? It don't work that way. Yeah, and I made some talk with Scaramucci about, by the way, Scaramucci has been rescheduled to the 28th as of now at 4 p.m. I said, if he can do later, let's do that. He's got something he's got to speak at in Miami. They just wrote me today. He says, can you do the 25th or the 28th? Well, the 28th is our regular day. So we could be doing a 4 p.m. The great thing is that Bob doesn't have to help anybody down at the car lot on the 26th. He can now make the moot show if he wants to. He can do that.
We'll see.
All right.
That would be for me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and no one wants to answer any questions, right? Have you noticed that Texas does not want to answer any fucking questions, especially the governor doesn't want to answer any questions about all the cuts that were made, why these people didn't get any notification, why 4 and 5 hours went by when the Weather Service had made the announcement, get the fuck out of Dodge, the shit's coming. And then I saw the time-lapse video where the river rose 2.5 stories in 45 minutes. I've seen a lot of rivers overflow. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, they showed the inside of an office where it got flooded and all the shit just
had to go out through the roof and through back walls. Mm-hmm. They were climbing, creating holes.
Yeah, desks were up on the ceiling and shit. I mean, it was crazy.
I've heard of dancing on the ceiling, but that ain't the way you want to do it.
No feeling.
So, yeah. So, no, we can't blame any God. We can't blame what we can blame is a government that made it very fucking difficult for those people to get help in mornings.
Well, and the part that does frustrate me and irritates me the most is the folks, these same government folks who, well, like, you know who Charlie Kirk is. Charlie Kirk.
I certainly know who Charlie Kirk is. Yeah. How the fuck he's got any say in anything? I don't know.
The reason that we didn't have notifications, that we didn't get warnings.
No, when he says we, is Charlie Kirk from Texas?
No, just when he says we, because he thinks
it means Republicans. Okay.
Yeah. The reason there wasn't any warnings was because of the DEI initiatives at the National.
Oh yeah. No, there you go.
He always throws out a bunch of false equivalences too. Like whenever you see a clip, it's always
I saw
false
somebody
equivalence
shut him down big time the other day.
Oh, it wasn't on his show though.
It wasn't on his show. It was someone else's show. And he was stupid enough to try to go head to head with this college kid that knew his fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this college kid took everything he threw and basically left him sitting there looking like a dumb fuck.
Which he looks like.
And that's what happens when you do live shows and you're not prepared with who you're going to be going head to head with.
He just like any privileged dumb fuck that you'd find in middle America. I mean, there's nothing special about him. Just as basic as can be. How the fuck did he get this?
And Republicans are full of these people that don't know jack shit about what they're fucking talking about, but racism normally ties into their beliefs. And if you don't believe it, just fucking listen to it.
The part that really infuriates me is these guys, they don't actually believe this shit, right? They're saying
some of them might. Some are really
some
stupid.
of them might.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
They're toting the company line because this is what the great Orange Fuhrer has said, and they must all follow, what he says. And he hates DEI, so everything that goes wrong,
we don't know what it means.
And it's Biden's fault. I'm surprised that it wasn't Biden's fault that the
they were interviewing Trump at one of the airports, wherever the fuck he leaves from, and he says, all this stuff in Texas, that wasn't my watch. That was all Biden stuff. But you know what? I even have trouble blaming Biden for this. There wasn't anything he could have done. In other words, he wants heat. He does not want this heat so badly. He was willing to say, I don't even think Biden, but this was all, this was all his stuff. No, this is all the shit you implemented just in time for and guess what? Guess what's just now starting? Hurricane season, forest fire season, and tornado season and monsoon season, just in time. In Texas, I have to admit, I never dreamed that the first disaster was going to be in San Antonio, and then they get hit with 4 more inches of rain the other day on top of the shit they got hit with the other day, right there in San Antonio.
I need to check my uncle because he got a ranch in San Antonio.
You might want to check in on it. Well, you know what? He might not anymore. You might want to check in.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's insured.
I was getting well, guess what? He probably isn't. Not if he's in that area, because one of the people they interviewed today, they did away with our insurance 3 months ago.
Oh,
we don't have insurance. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Well, go figure. They didn't insure you because you live in Flash Flood Alley. We built a place for little children to go hang out. Oh, by the way, we're going to take your cell phones. You ain't going to need those. And it's called Flash Flood Alley, but don't worry about a thing. Everything.
It's just a cute name.
And they said the people were going around that were getting some notifications, trying to let them know. And you know why? You know what the governor said today? The reason why they didn't put those sirens in, we didn't want to alarm anybody. We didn't want
to wake anybody up. Come on.
If anytime I'd like to be alarmed is if a tornado's coming or a flash
flood. We didn't want to cause mass hysteria. Well, I think maybe when 2.4 stories of water is rolling down the river, mass hysteria is what you want, and as quickly as you can get it to get the fuck out of there.
Get the fuck out
the other thing that a lot of folks have not taken into account, there were a lot of animals that were stranded and left behind. There's like 145 different dogs and cats that they've pulled up to shelters here that the families were killed. And so we have all these, pets that have been lost.
One lady in San Antonio said she opened the door and watched her 2 dogs get swept out.
Good Lord.
One dog went one way, one went another, and somehow somebody rescued those dogs. I mean, you talk about a lucky woman there, because that probably shouldn't have happened. But yes, she opened the door because the water was rising. Her dogs got swept out. One dog went one way. She said, what do you do? Now you got to pick which dog you want to try to save. But somehow they got saved. And then another guy's being interviewed, and he says, yeah, we rescued a kid out of that tree, but we had to wait for the water to go down. Everybody's wanting us to make a chain. They said, no, we're going to lose all of us. We're all old. The kid is in the tree. He's about 13 years old. He's hanging in there. Let the water go down. we're all going to die trying to save this kid and probably kill the kid in the process. The kid was washed down the river from 6.5 miles away. Yeah. Well, I know how far 6.5 miles is. That's how far it is for me to drive over to my son's house, but with a little traffic, it takes about 15, 20 minutes to get there. Yeah. That's a long. So I thought that was a long way. They found another kid that they said was an estimated 22 to 25 miles from his house.
Damn, he rode that way,
25
didn't he?
miles. He went to LaGrange.
He was like,
LaGrange, Kentucky's 22 miles from my door. I don't want to float in the river all the way to LaGrange ever, because I'm probably going to die.
An uncontrollable masses of water is like my biggest fear. Like to see a big wall of water coming around the corner.
Tsunami.
Yes, Adam. Yeah. Smoking in the boys' room. What was the name of that group, Bob?
Everybody
knows that smoking ain't allowed in school.
Brownsville Station.
Brownsville Station. That's Texas. That's Texas.
Why couldn't I come up with that? Because that was on King of the Hill.
It took me a long time. I was like, I know this band. I know this band.
Brownsville.
It's like Jeopardy. You put me on the spot.
Because I knew the group, and I had trouble coming up with that myself. Bob bailed me out on that one. No, well, if Poison did it, they redid it. It wasn't Poison; it was Brownsville Station.
Poison
did it as a remake.
I think Crocus. No, Crocus did Ballroom Blitz. That was their cover.
But they're not the original ones that did Ballroom Blitz,
Ballroom
right?
Blitz was the Sweet.
Didn't somebody redo Big Balls?
But also didn't the Sweet, one of my favorite songs, and you would never dream I would say this because of the name of the song, Fox on the Run. Wasn't that also the Sweet?
That was one of those songs I didn't
got a cool ass opening. If anybody can bring it up, just play the opening of Fox on the Run, because I think everybody will know the song once they.
Fox on the Run.
No, that's Band on the Run by Paul McCartney. You got a different song going there. That's Band on the Run.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
So play the opening a little bit. It's got a real cool opening. Fox on the Run. I think it's the Sweet.
It is the Sweet.
Okay, all right. I did good on that.
Manfred Mann.
What's that? Was that the Manfred Mann Earth Band that did that?
There's a Sweet version. I will find that here. Here we go.
Yeah, Jen, I just sang it all incorrect.
Yeah. When I hear the Fox on the Run, I will know if it's the right song or not, just in a matter of 2 seconds. Well, I don't hear any of that.
No.
Are we playing it for everybody, or what are we doing? I need to announce some donations. Adam Copeland, Sydney Martin with $1.99 in here. Thank you very much, Sydney Martin. I thought I saw Adam Copeland with $5. Thank you very much to both of you. Plus, Sydney Martin looks like he. Let's run the donations here real quick.
All right. So here's
the $10. Let me run the donations first.
Okay.
TC from the NC $10. Randy Macho Man Satterley $25. Randy Macho Man took pity because no one had accepted his $25 challenge, so he took his own challenge and made another $25 challenge. So we got $50 from Randy the Macho Man Satterley. And Sydney Martin with $1.99 in here and a $10 donation from Sydney Martin. So 50, 60, 70. It would be great if we could
Adam
make
Copeland with $5 in here.
With $5. So if we could get a total of 120 in here tonight, that would be great.
So Adam's question
especially on a members only show.
Should Randy be the one to dethrone Cena? I assume he means Randy.
Seems a bit too obvious, doesn't it?
It seems too obvious. If anybody has earned the right to do so, and I ain't saying this because I've got some friends that are so jealous that Randy takes the time to text me back because they said there's guys in the WWE he won't text back. I'm shocked I'm one of those because Randy and I had our differences for a while. But when he busted Ken Doane in the mouth in a foreign country for being a dipshit, because I used to manage Ken Doane. And I took Randy's side in this. Like, he had somebody need to bust him in the fucking mouth, and you're the one that did it. So me and my son met him at Six Flags. We were both booked on that show, and Randy was coming in to help us out. And I went up to him. I said, man, I know we've had our differences over the years. I said, but thank you for what you did. God damn it, King. Me and you were fine. Motherfucker had it coming. And he did. And but for those of you that watch Cody Rhodes' show, he recorded it in Frankfort, Kentucky. I am not the biggest Kevin Owens fan, but there's a lot of people that really like Kevin Owens. They called him the King of Zubaz. Shut the fuck up. I don't know if that picture exists of me in here, of me with Ron Wright and the dirty white girl or whoever. Maybe it was just Chris that was with me. I was wearing Zubaz doing ring announcing in 1992 in Smoky Mountain Wrestling wearing a Miami Dolphin jersey. I would be the King of Zubaz. I still have Zubaz hanging in my closet. I used to work in Humana in 1990 wearing Chicago White Sox Zubaz, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. Don't know why somebody gave them to me. So I had the Dolphins, Bills, and Chicago White Sox Zubaz. I think I might have had more. But those are the three.
I'm the one that invented rock and roll.
I'm the one that stop it, Kevin Owens. Stop it, Kevin Owens. Because Cody Rhodes called him the King of Zubaz. No.
He might be the
number one, you ain't no king. Number two, you're from Canada. And number three, I was wearing Zubaz, but I doubt that fucker had been born yet. I don't even think he'd been born. But the podcast, I'm only halfway through it, but it's very good. And it was recorded at some whiskey place in Frankfurt that sells Cody's vodka or whatever the fuck he sells.
I didn't know he had something.
Oh, you ought to see this shit. Even Kevin Owens was very impressed. But they told some pretty cool stories on there that I didn't think they would tell people that Cody doesn't like in the WWE, people that Kevin Owens doesn't like in the WWE, especially writers and producers and shit like that. Told some Big Show stories that were kind of cool. So I encourage you to watch that Cody Rhodes show, even though I don't watch a lot of the podcast. Cody's is pretty good. Of course, Cody's wearing a suit. I was shocked they did it in Frankfurt. They did it in the basement of this whiskey distillery or whatever the hell they are in Frankfurt. And I guess they did that when they were in Lexington because I told...
It would be whiskey, huh?
Yeah, I told Randy I would have loved to have come and seen him in Lexington, but me getting in and out of the Rupp Arena, I could do it in 1977, as I've shown people many times. 2025 would have been a whole nother story.
Well, when they send you the luxury limo, that would help.
Well, and drive that limo right to ringside is what they'd
well,
have.
that's kind of what they do anyway.
Yeah, they'd have had to drive that limo right to ringside would have been how they'd have had to have done that.
And then have an ATV waiting to take you to the broadcast table.
Yeah. that would have been good. That would have been good. And I did say on the show I did the other night how proud I am of the Peacock pay-per-view, and I finally went and watched it. Punk and Cena, and they opened the show with Cody and Randy. Mm-hmm. And so basically the opening and the closing of that show, what everybody was tuning in for, was 4 OVW boys. And Drew McIntyre still doing a great job. Wade Barrett as announcer. The Miz, a great supplemental player. In my opinion, Miz should be the next Bobby Heenan manager. My only criticisms were with the Miz is I never looked at him and thought he was going to whip anybody's ass. But he's gotten a lot of fucking years out of that fragile little body.
Kind of that honky tonk man type thing.
Well, at least honky tonk man looked like if he got mad and he was drunk, he could whip you.
Really?
You know,
back in '87.
Yeah,
the Fat Elvis period.
Yeah, the Fat Elvis period. Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, 230, 240, 250, whatever.
Yeah, I guess he looked like he could go in a bar.
Yeah, if he was drunk and I walked up and started some shit with him in a bar, I wouldn't think it'd be an easy day at the office, as me and my son have said. We size people up around here every now and then. Yeah, I might be able to get him. I might be able to get him, but that ain't going to be an easy day at the office. Chris is a tough motherfucker. Braun Strowman was wandering around here starting shit. I don't know if Chris could take him or not, but it would certainly be a tough day at the office. Regardless what Braun Strowman, no, he ain't going to be an easy one to bring down. Whatever you think of Braun Strowman. There are certain people you look at and go, not going to be an easy day at the office. How old is who's the one that went away, came back, fucks with Cena all the time, 50-something years old.
Ron Killings.
Ron Killings.
Ron Killings. I tell you what, I don't think Ron Killings be an easy day at the office for any of those motherfuckers.
I wouldn't fuck with him at all.
There's a lot of guys there that probably be wise not to fuck with Ron Killings, even though he doesn't look like a big tough guy.
Well, he used to
I don't want to fuck with him.
All them.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with him. So sometimes you size people up and you determine what type of day at the office it's going to be. And there's some people that are going to be a tough day at the office. So But yeah, I do want to thank Randy Macho Man Satterley for bailing us out tonight so far with $50 in donations. Adam Copeland must have filed bankruptcy. He has done $5 tonight. I do owe him a couple. Let me know, Adam, when you're down this way, because we got to get you hooked up with your Undertaker pictures and a few goodies set aside for you. You said you'd be down this way in a couple of weeks. Sydney was letting us know that he had donated on PayPal. And so we did surpass our $60 tonight. 25, 50, 60, 70. Oh, we might have just got the night. Edge Copeland. Yeah. When I sit here and shame him, when I ask him if he'd filed bankruptcy, he has donated $30 tonight.
Thank you, Edge.
Let's make it to 100 even. I think that got us there, Edge. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I think Edge got us right to where we needed to be.
We thought we knew.
So let's take a vote. Show the picture of Gwen again. If we could do that. And we're going to take a vote here in the room with us members. We got 20 people watching.
Us members, yeah.
Us members. All right, that's us. And what does she want for her birthday? She want purple hair and a cake. Well, we're not going to get her purple hair yet. There might come a day. It won't be today. She says a nice cake for her would be $450.
Okay.
We already know where that vote's going.
No purple hair.
Look at me and you, Train. We already know where that vote's going.
Veto.
A nice,
and I don't mean Vito Andretti.
Fuck your Kate. You what's her name? Marissa Monet. What would she go by?
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. Yeah, fuck you, Sasha. She does look a little. Throw that back up with the purple hair. Now that you mention it, I think Sasha Banks has got a kid.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Sasha been messing around in the Philippines with somebody.
Ooh, Sasha. Wasn't her husband Filipino for a while?
Like she could be Sasha Banks' daughter.
She had a husband that was an islander. I don't know if he was Filipino or what, but
Jesus.
He is he's a seamstress or seamster or whatever you call him for WWE.
Seamstress, right, seamstress. I think is the correct terminology.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned that, I'm shocked that I didn't, because I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks's look. The work people have criticized. They say she's not over as much, but I thought Sasha was always such a beautiful person.
Oh yeah,
and
she's just cute,
Yeah, just cute as hell. And that looks like how old is Sasha? She might not be old enough to have an 18-year-old.
She's got to be 28 probably. Let me look.
Sasha Banks, she's got to be older than 28. Seems like been around forever.
Mercedes Monet was born January 26th, 1992. She is 33 years old. 33.
Yeah, well, if she were active at a young age, she could have an 18-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She'd have to be mighty young to have done it. Okay, let's go with younger sister. That could be Sasha Banks' little sister right there. Let's do that. I didn't think that till you mentioned it, but there's a little Sasha Banks look in there. So now the thing is that she hasn't got to watch a lot of television in her days. She probably has no fucking clue who Sasha Banks is. So now we have to find, if anybody can find it and send it to me, I need a picture, because I guarantee you she's had purple hair before. Probably recently. Let's find a picture of Sasha Banks with purple hair. Listen, so we got to take a vote, and I want everybody in the room to vote because Bob's killing us over here. Should we spend $9? Should we spend $9 and get Gwen a cake on her 18th birthday? I have told them over and over again, 13 and under get cake. Last birthday cake I had, I was 16. Now, I'm not going to say I haven't had cake, but that anybody went through any fucking trouble to get me a cake. I was 16 years old, and I got pictures of it. Hell, might even be in here. I don't know. But
I actually had a cake where I blew out candles and shit.
But I mean, that's a cute little cake there, but she can't eat that one. So let's take a vote, or maybe somebody out there who would like to donate $10 will be the person to sponsor her cake. We could do that, and that way we can use the other money for
cake sponsor.
By the way, Labrador is. I got more messages. The medicine we got her didn't work.
Of course,
she needs. No, stop it, Bob. Just stop. Please, just go buy your friend a car. Did you buy your friend the car she wanted today? By the way,
I didn't buy the car for her, but I did help her with the down payment.
She do the down payment.
I did help her with the down payment. Yes.
Well, that's nice.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Edge Copeland has sponsored Gwen Monet's cake.
She's not that good a friend, but working on it.
How much was the down payment?
It was more than $1.
No fucking shit.
No, I loaned her $1,000.
All right, loaned. All right.
She can pay it back however she wants. Now, I know where you're going with that.
Let me guess. You rode back home in the back seat?
No.
There you go.
Something like that. We didn't ride in the back seat.
No, let's not cast any dispersions on this fine young lady.
There was some riding, but it wasn't in the back seat.
No. Well, that don't look anything like my sweet little Gwen.
No, that's a fuzzy picture.
Yeah, that's a fuzzy one,
but that's the only one I can find with purple.
Hold on. Let me add.
I tell you what, I think we found Monet's replacement. Is what we found. She's aging a little hard.
Oh,
yeah. Let's see if we can find a better picture of Monet there.
Just get rid of
Gwen's getting a lot of attention on his show to be in school right now, but Edge Copeland has sponsored her cake, so we're going to make sure, regardless of Bob's vote. Well, maybe I'm seeing things. I actually think Gwen's cuter.
Well, I mean, she's younger,
Well, I mean, it's not like 33 disqualifies you from a 65-year-old man's attention. 39, maybe. 39. Bob, how old was this young lady today?
33.
So you bought Marissa Monet a car?
Yes.
All right. Way to go. Marissa Monet. I don't think her name's... I actually think I know somebody named Marissa Monet. I know somebody named Marissa
Tomei.
Oh, yeah. So then I don't know her. I don't know her. Yeah. I knew that. Where's my predigen?
So what is this?
How about this one?
Okay. All right.
There you go.
She's cute as hell right there, though.
Yeah, she's a little cutie there.
She's got those eyes that, like, okay, I'll give you whatever the
hell
hell you want.
Who is this? Well, who is this picture?
That is Cameron Brinks. We were trying to figure out.
That is from the WNBA. Where's John Paul when we need him? She's from the WNBA, Bob. You missed the big show.
I missed the big show.
You missed the talk of that LSU girl with the big eyelashes. We bitched about that.
We have a yes and a yes. And with
yes for cake with 99% interest. And plus he sponsored the cake, so he's still a little hesitant though, even though he sponsored the cake. What's the WNBA? Well, Jazzy Jana will block you in about 2 seconds. Now you just riled her up. Jazzy Jana will block you in a heartbeat when you say that.
If we mention John Paul's name, if he'll pop up again,
John Paul might pop in with cake money. I don't know.
Say his name.
Yeah, John had not watched this show in forever, and I said, yeah, I don't know where John Paul's been. We ain't seen. And 3 minutes later he popped in, right?
Right as we're talking WNBA.
You guys were talking W, so he was giving Jazzy Jana credit. I said, no. I brought up WNBA because my son said, "What are you watching?" I said, "WNBA." You must be bored out of your fucking mind, is what he said. I said, "Yeah, it's pretty much. There's no baseball on. Can't find a baseball game on right now." I do. How are the Rangers doing, Bob? How are the Rangers doing?
The Rangers are...
Hopefully they're not playing any big games in San Antonio this week.
No. They actually have done... Like, they lost last night to Los Angeles or Anaheim, whatever they are now. But they've been playing about 500 ball.
I tell you what, I bet they're not. I bet you're under 500.
No, I mean, the last 10 games have been...
the last 10 games are... Okay.
They've been playing at a 500 pace.
Coltrane Adams, a man with a positive spin right there. You ever playing about 500 ball?
Yeah,
no,
4 and 6.
Well, the last 10 games are playing. The last 2 games are playing 500 ball.
3 games under 500 at the moment, but they're also 10 games
last
back.
time I peaked, they were 4 games under, so that's why I was checking.
All right, so we do have a question in the not chat.
We do have a question.
Someone wants to know, how do I get a membership if I'm on an iPhone?
Oh, well, Bob, I think Bob knows how to show people how to do that.
We actually have a graphic that explains it.
We do.
How to get a membership. Open YouTube in Chrome or Edge. Neither Safari or the YouTube app will work. You must go to the channel you want to join, which in this case would be the Bolin Alley or the Star Maker Bolin Show or whatever it's called in YouTube.
Yeah.
at the bottom of the screen, you will see 3 little dots, as we illustrated here, ... Scroll down through the options, click the dots, scroll down to the options. There'll be an option to choose the desktop version. When you choose the desktop version, there will be a join button that will then appear underneath the video. So the phone doesn't show it, but you pretend like you're on a computer. You'll now see the join button. The join button will let you choose from, I think it's 3 or 4 different membership levels. Membership does have its privilege. Talking in members only chats. One of them gets you a call from Bolin, or you have to arrange like a FaceTime call.
Something similar.
One of them lets you come on the show for 15 minutes. But I think that's like $100 a month.
That's 1,000, maybe 45,000 a month, something like that.
Speaking of which, Jana and John Paul, aren't they supposed to come on?
No, it's not a trap.
What was the condition? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I have to go back and watch the other show, but you wanted them to come on and talk for like 15 minutes about WNBA.
Oh, I was going to have Jazzy Jana and John Paul come on a show in the near future, and we're going to give them 30 minutes to talk about WNBA ball, because none of the 3 of us would know what the fuck to say. Other than that bitch got big eyelashes, and she should take them off during the games.
Yeah,
which is not a polite thing.
Tall white girl.
Stinks.
I was talking with I was booked a hotel today in Indianapolis, and then I had to reschedule a hotel in Indianapolis today. And I talked a little basketball with her, and the lady up there, listen to this shit. For WNBA games, when Caitlin Clark is playing, for WNBA games, they get $500 to $800 a night for rooms for people coming in out of town. For people coming in out of town to watch her play. I said, well, how many hotel rooms are in Indianapolis? She says, well, we have 188. We're a smaller hotel. Our sister property has 300 rooms. How many for the city of Indianapolis do you guess? She says, well, the man here that knows is right by me. He says there's 8,000 rooms up for sale. When she's in town and they know she's playing, they sell just about every room they've got in Indianapolis that's in a reputable hotel on an average of $500 a night.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of money for a hotel room. Listen to this shit. Taylor Swift was there not long ago. She did 2 nights where the Colts play their football games, Lucas Oil Stadium. Back-to-back nights, back-to-back sellouts. Would you guys like to guess, with an 80,000-seat arena for 2 nights of Taylor Swift, do you want to guess how much the rooms were? Mandatory, paid in advance. How much per night? And you had to buy both nights. And they sold all 8,000 rooms in Indianapolis. And I hear Louisville was making hay down here selling rooms to people that were here for the Taylor Swift concert. Just found this out
$100 a night.
How much a night?
$1,100.
$1,100. Bob, you got a guess?
I was going to say $375.
Well, Coltrane's closer. But he's too low. Anybody in the room want to guess?
I'm too low. Shit.
No, you're too low. You're too low.
Damn.
Anybody in the room want to guess what it cost to get a room in Indianapolis for the Taylor Swift?
Adam was low.
Well, Adam heard 1,100 was too low. Let me come in with 175. No,
it's the other too low.
$1.
He lives in Kentucky. Forgiving people. Forgiving.
Big education. So $1,800 a night then would be my guess.
You're still not there.
Oh my God.
You're still not there. The average, from what I was told today, the average room rental, and you had to get 2 nights. You had to pay for it in advance. No refunds. None of this. My car broke down. None of this. I got the fever. Once you paid in advance, and that was it. No refunds. No nothing. The average price, $2,200 a night for a room in Indianapolis.
Jesus.
She says, I heard Louisville was getting as much as $500 a night because they were saving big money. Louisville, it's nothing for me to get a room down here for our sales reps for about $109 a night. A lot of these areas I call, I can get rooms for $89 a night. No, not when Taylor Swift's in town. Forget it.
No, she getting any kind of kickbacks from that, you think?
Probably not a goddamn dime. So I asked her. I said, well, you're with Marriott. You're with Marriott. That's found money. You guys I can normally get a room at your hotel in Indianapolis for $119 with no problem whatsoever. Those 2 days, every Marriott in Indianapolis is yanking in an average of about $2,200-$2,300. Do you all get a kickback? Do y'all get it? Oh no, that goes directly to the company.
No, I meant Taylor Swift.
I said what I would do is I would have changed the rules. Yep, cash money, folks. Cash money. If you pay cash, your $2,300 room is only $1,999. Save $400 right here, folks. $400, $1,900. Just bring you cash, and then we'll see what hits the till. Holy shit! That's for crazy. One white girl to sing some songs, I said, you know what? I got a big TV. I can get a bigger one. I said, so what you're telling me is that people were spending used car money to come up for $5 to $8 because they didn't include the ticket prices. That's just to stay in the hotel. I don't know what the ticket prices were going for. She said she heard as much as $1,500 to $2,000 just for shit tickets. Not the good one, not the good ones close to the stage.
I don't get it.
For one white girl to sing some songs. I'll just, I'll find some videos and throw her up on my TV and save many thousands of dollars.
Festival. I mean, shit.
But use car money to go see her. Because a used car these days, fuck, even a shit one's $5 or $8 for a shitty used car.
Have you seen wrestling prices lately for tickets?
I bet they ain't that.
Oh, they're crazy though. For AEW at one of our smaller arenas, it was like $300 to be.
I got money in my back pocket that will afford an AEW ticket, and I ain't got a back pocket.
Oh no, they were like $500 for like tickets that are in like the 5th, 6th row, way up in the nosebleed.
But they're not selling anything in the upper levels at any of those shows.
Oh no, they move everybody down.
So you mean to tell me that these stupid ass fucking marks are paying $500 and $600?
Some are
to go to a show that basically most of the country doesn't give two shits to see. I know I'm looking at the screen a lot. Pardon me.
All right. So I'm looking at available to because they got a pay-per-view coming here in Texas, all in Texas. Formerly Globe Life Field, or it's still called Globe Life Field. Used to be.
No, wait a minute. Where's that at?
Globe Life is the Rangers Stadium.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that where the Rangers play now?
That's not the Great American Ballpark, is it?
No, Great American Ballpark's in Cincinnati.
It's Cincinnati.
Oh, now, what was it called down in Texas a while ago?
So it was Globe Life Field. It was the ballpark in Arlington to begin with.
The ballpark, that's what.
And then it was Globe Life.
The ballpark.
The ballpark.
They took a long time.
Seats that are third row on the entrance side, where the wrestlers come down, third row and about the middle of that section, $1,851 a piece
for AEW.
For AEW, there's one, and this is asking price now. One seat in the first row of that section where they come down, third seat off from the entrance, or so you walk right by the wrestlers. $14,000.
Oh, come on!
Insane.
Come on.
This is what take a couple of them girls are asking, or what? This is what the ticket people are asking, or what marks are asking.
This is what the marks are asking with the resale. So here's this one is on the hard camera, row F or row 8. Sorry. So with on screen from the hard camera. 6 rows back, and they want $400.
So you're in the hard camera side, or the hard camera is facing you?
The hard camera is facing this.
Okay.
So you will be on TV.
But you'll be on TV.
Not as of yet, because Herb Simmons is
$429.
Shit. No thanks.
And that's the standard admission price. That's not verified resale. That is.
And then there's parking. There's travel.
Now, so
there,
this event is coming up this Saturday. It's 2 days away, and there are still non-resale tickets available on the hard camera view side of the stadium. Yeah, on the floor.
So let me go ahead and pay $14,000 for that one then.
No. Yeah.
They'll be dishing them out by the time you get there.
I don't know anybody that even watches the show. Where are they finding these fucking people?
Honestly, don't either. Other than
I haven't seen an AEW show. I guarantee you in 7 or 8 months, maybe longer.
I haven't even seen.
Never gave 2 fucks to see. Never gave 2 fucks to see anything. I don't have Netflix, so the only thing I'm saying, he wants his rent money.
Forever.
He heard about you buying that car today, and he wants his rent money.
Where's this young lady?
Yeah, he's like, you can afford that, pal. You can afford anything.
You can pack your shit with Gwen and get out.
just leans in
on camera.
Give me some of that money.
Bolin will have to give you a home when I'm done with you.
Either have to pay me some of that money, or buy me 2 seats for the AEW.
Yeah, get 2 seats.
He needs a good nap, huh?
I'm going to get the money.
Place to be silent.
Oh my god.
Yes, Honey Rose, we needed to help get some minor repairs for her laptop. We recently got her. It needed some tune-up so it would work with some shit she's working on in school. I think grand total for everything for Honey Rose is going to be in the neighborhood of $30.
You can't
get her a load.
At all them sites like that.
Get her a load. She must have found the porno site in the Philippines. I didn't even know they had that. I don't think they can watch porn in the Philippines.
There's certain states like Nebraska where you have to actually do an age verification now.
Yeah, Texas is that way.
It's like
Texas is one of the first states.
They ask for age verification here, but they just normally see my name and give me a VIP pass is what they do for me.
You've been established for a while.
Yeah, well, well established in the porn community. Yeah, exactly.
The artist section.
But no, I've never heard of any Filipino male or female ever saying that they've ever seen porn. So I'm guessing that it's probably very difficult to get there.
How does it come up in conversation?
Oh, listen to this shit. Jamby writes me yesterday.
Jamby, how you doing? By the way, you watched any porn recently?
Yeah. Hey,
yeah,
Daddy.
I mean,
Daddy, how's your porn collection? Well, I got some of this Monet shit that looks good. Don't know if it's her or not, but good old AI. Jamby wrote me. Hey, look at Sydney there. Look at that shit.
Yeah, we got that. There we go. So now
we finally
gets a new TV. You can get an 85-inch TV for under $1,000 now.
Oh, how big of a TV do you want, Adam? And if anybody can help you, guide you in the right direction, I can help you with that. Because I've always got. I tell you what, I was looking at a 98-inch TV because I was seriously considering putting. Well, I'm home a lot. I deserve it. I work a full fucking. Well, I get paid for a full schedule of work.
You say I work a whole 2 hours.
I almost said I work a full work week. I get paid to work a full work week. If I want a fucking big TV in my bedroom, I've earned the fucking right to have one. And I'm looking at, and even I am having trouble justifying this. A 98-inch TV just a year ago, it was hard to find one, a quality one, for under $3 or $4 grand. They're down now that if you do some shopping, you can get a 98-inch to 100-inch Hisense TV, which is a good television, or a TCL, which is a good one. I've had TCLs before, for $14.99 to $17.99. Put yourself a 5-year warranty on it. If you go through Walmart, you can get a 5-year warranty for $65 right now. You can get them to hang your TV for another fucking $65. Money fucking well spent. You don't want to try to be the one to hang a 98-inch television. Oh, yeah, so that would cheap route before. That would be money well spent.
So Adam says 70-ish. You can get a 70-inch Samsung.
Oh, you can get one for under $700 these days.
Under $500.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just now. If he wants to go OLED, it's probably going. If you're going to get one, and if your eyesight's good, I highly recommend getting an OLED with, or at least make sure it's got Dolby Vision. And Dolby Vision is for the picture, not the sound. Make sure it's at least 4K HDR, and you don't necessarily have to go OLED. Bob, yours is a 65-inch OLED behind you, right?
Correct.
This one's a 77-inch, and if the programming is right, you see the difference. But if you're not all that picky, then just get you a 4K. Make sure Dolby Vision's an option because that gives you a real good picture. And Bob's right. You can get them depending on the brand that you get for. Did you say under 500?
Under 500. That's a Samsung. That's a
Samsung.
Yeah.
Especially in
also if you're going to order on Amazon, it will tell you on there these days, frequently returned.
Oh yeah.
Look for that.
Oh yeah.
Because if it says frequently returned, the idiot that buys it is getting what they fucking asked for. Mm-hmm. I would never buy anything. I don't care if it's a fucking pair of tennis shoes. It says frequently returned.
Yeah, that was a set of speakers that was like $19.99. I wasn't going to get because it said that.
Frequently, yeah. For $20, you won't even gamble it. Don't do it on a television. But I'm going to be honest with you. I would recommend Walmart just for how cheap the 5-year warranty is. Mm-hmm. And it's through assurance. I've had their insurance before. That they pay if something goes wrong. But just for the insurance and the price you can get it hung. If you're a Walmart member, you can get a 5-year warranty for $65, which is half price, and you can get it hung for $65 fucking dollars. And trust me, that'll be the best $65 you ever spent. Is getting your TV hung. But what made me back off the 98-inch, because I've got a 70-inch 3D in the bedroom, 73-inch 3D that I've had, since 2012. Still has a great picture for most things that I watch, but I can get an 85-inch TV, Bob, and you can probably look up there and see real quick, for under $800 for an 85-inch. So you can, if you give up, 13 inches?
So if you get an 85-inch Insignia, which is the Best Buy house brand,
yeah,
$600.
$600. So you save about $1,100 giving up 13 inches. Now there's some women out there ain't going to want to do that, but
don't give up the
knew that joke was coming.
Coltrane got a white. Coltrane got a white woman for a reason. So
they can take it. They dare each other.
They dare each other. Yeah. See what you got. Let's see here. 10:24. Do I have another show to do tonight?
I hope so.
That was the other night. I do have to do Brady Hicks's show. I was asking my son, how do I know Brady Hicks? And apparently him and God, I forgot who he works with, but apparently they're kind of a big deal, but I forgot who they were. I think I'm doing their show the 15th, I think. At 7:30 at night. So and it's a night I normally do my show. So I think I do their show on a Tuesday and then come over here and do mine once I'm done with theirs. Brady Hicks and somebody. And I asked my son, he says, isn't he involved? He thinks they're involved with Sports Keeta or something. But then again, so's Bill After and Dr. Featherstone. Russo and I chatted. Did you see the finish of the Giants game the other night, Bob?
Yes.
What a fucking finish. Because Russo gave up. Did I send you the screenshot of Russo's comment?
Yes.
He quit watching it in the 8th inning. I said, you want to go back and watch the 9th. Watch the entire night, and that's all I told him. He wrote me back. He said, that was amazing. Yeah, it was. And the amazing thing about it, Coltrane, is that what happened had not happened in Major League Baseball since 1923, 26. A walk-off home run from a catcher anywhere in Major League Baseball.
Inside the park walk home.
Inside the park. Yeah, you got to specify.
I think some catchers have done that before.
Yeah, you got to specify inside the park. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And picture those guys. Johnny Bench. I would venture to say that Johnny Bench never had an inside the park home run.
I would guess.
I watched a lot of Johnny Bench baseball. I am curious to see if this ever happened. I'm saying it didn't, unless all 3 outfielders died of a heart attack, because even the right fielder could have gone to the left field line, picked it up, threw Bench out at third.
Imagine all that squatting you have to do and then trying to get up and run.
Oh, you know what they call catcher's gear? The tools of ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it never has anything been more appropriate. If you could have told me at age 22, Kenny, you'll be in the majors tomorrow, you'll be the catcher. I don't know. How's that first base spot looking? I should have done it. I should have done it for 1 inning, because I don't know how many left-handed catchers there's been, but I bet you it's under 3.
Actually, I think there's been more than that. But
you think there's been more than 3 left-handed catchers in Major League Ball that lasted an entire season or more? Okay, let me rephrase it. Left-handed catchers with 500 at-bats or more.
All right. Historical analysis of
there ain't been many
catchers.
There ain't been many left-handed infielders other than first baseman. And then I got another trivia question for you here in a minute that I heard somewhere that I
Well,
like.
here's a very scientific long article about why there are no left-handed catchers in baseball today, but it doesn't list the ones that have been. So left-handed catchers, most of them have been from
Yeah, he's the one that
the
has
early
access to
days
that.
of the game. So let's see, famous left-handed catchers. Fergie
And let's go with past my birth year of 1960.
Yogi Berra.
Well, if we're not going back past 1960, then I don't think there are any.
None.
Let's see, Dale
So
Long.
not one left-handed catcher in my lifetime. That's amazing.
Dale Long played 10 seasons in the majors between 51 and 63.
Wow, that's amazing.
Almost exclusively as a first baseman, but did play catch or something. Benny DiStefano. He is the last left-handed thrower to play catcher in a Major League Baseball game. He on May 14th, 1989.
Really?
He was not a regular catcher. 6 innings total in his entire career.
All right.
That was not his regular.
But he did it. He did it.
Like Graham.
1989. So 36
that's a pretty
years
big gap right there. 89. The next year, the Reds won the World Series against the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
See,
there were
several
several.
kicks in every now and then.
Yeah, there were several in the early days of baseball.
They didn't know better. They didn't know they weren't allowed to play the position.
They didn't double day times.
I bet you'll have a hard time finding left-handed third baseman and shortstops and second baseman. There ain't been many of those either.
It's the wrong side.
And the reason I bring that up, my high school baseball coach asked me to play third once. I said, "You do realize I'm left-handed, right?" He says, "Kenny, just do a crossover step." Sure enough, about the third play of the game, the ball got hit to me, and I took his advice and did a crossover step, and it worked fine. And I ended up playing third the whole game. But I was normally first base or outfield because I'm left-handed. I was conditioned to believe that you can't play second, short, or third if you're left-handed. But he needed me at third for that game.
Yes, Don Mattingly played third base a few times. I mean, in his career, not often.
I knew he batted left-handed. I didn't know that Don Mattingly was a left-hand thrower.
Yeah,
but mainly played first, right?
Yeah, yes, for the most
part.
But
he did play third a few times.
Apparently multiple times. So 86.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
In 86, he played like 3 games there. Against the Seattle team.
That's something. That's something.
He played 3 games at third base.
Nothing.
But I did say my qualification for the catcher thing: 500 at bats as a left-handed catcher.
Not any.
I don't. Yeah.
Not
left-handed catchers.
Not a fucking one.
The last one. No, none. None in this century, or the last
lifetime.
In either of in our combined lifetimes.
Bob, were there any left-handed catchers past 1960? Yeah, Lefty Hanagrove. Really? Yeah. He was left-handed?
Oh yeah, righty Hanagrove.
Righty Hanagrove. He threw left-handed. I got one for you.
Yeah. So basically, at second base, none. I mean, Don Mattingly played second base one game.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he came in as a pinch
Or were they
hitter.
doing it to doing it to rib the stat people?
He came in late in the game as a pinch hitter and stayed at second base. Well,
here's my trivia question for both of you to see if y'all get this. Because I heard this yesterday. I'm going, that's a pretty amazing stat. There is a player in Major League Baseball that broke up a total of 81 no-hitters. Not with a hit, but with a home run. This player, and he played a long time, broke up 81 no-hitters with a home run. Do you know who it is? Well-known player, played a long time.
Lou Gehrig.
Nope.
Who's the dude for the Orioles? I forgot his name.
Cal Ripken, Brooke Robinson. Yeah. Those are decent guesses, but no. And I'll rephrase it again. He broke up 81 no-hitters, not necessarily with a hit, but 81 of the games he broke up the no-hitter with a home run.
Ozzie Smith.
No, I don't think
Ozzie Smith never hit 81 home runs. If Ozzie hit 81 home runs, I'd like to see the other 80.
81 in his career.
Was it Daryl?
He did hit one against the Reds once. I remember, and I was blown fucking away that Ozzie Smith hit a home run against the Reds.
Strawberry.
I think he hit one in the World Series too. Not Strawberry.
Huh.
Those are all decent guesses, and you're going to kick yourself when I tell you who it is.
Sammy Sosa.
No, not that was one of the guesses I heard yesterday. What? Nope, not Sosa. That was one of the guesses I heard on the trivia show. Anybody in here want to guess? Sidney Martin, Edge, anybody?
Mark McGuire?
Not another, because Canseco's name was thrown out too. Not McGuire, not Canseco. But you're close.
So they were an A.
You know what?
You looked it up. You looked it up.
It's a trick question, yes, but you're right.
You looked it up, you chicken shit.
I did
You
look it up.
goddamn Stephen King looking son of a bitch.
Ricky
It's a
Henderson.
trick question, but it's a good one. Yeah,
Oh, you said home
It is
run.
a good one. It is a good one.
it is a good one.
Ricky Henderson, because
Ricky Henderson
he let off. He
81
let off
leadoff
the game
home
with
runs.
81 home runs in his career. No hitters gone.
Yeah,
So take
Ricky
away.
likes to steal.
So add to that all the time he let off the game with a hit. He might have broke up about 1,000 no hitters before he was done.
Oh, I was
He
right.
He was just about always a leadoff.
how many
hitter.
leadoff singles? Yeah, leadoff singles would he have had? So
Look that up, Bob, and see, because let's add to those numbers. Because I heard this trivia question yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, there's got to be because you're hearing all these great guesses, and I got no. And then when I heard Henderson, 81 fucking leadoff home runs. That's how he did it. So how many leadoff hits did he have?
Ricky Henderson has 680 leadoff hits, and he has the.
I thought it might have been close
I
to
was going to say
1,000.
700, but yeah.
Well, no,
Well, but how many-
most players struggle to get 2,000 hits anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
and
680 hits
leadoff.
leading off a game,
Yeah.
and Ichiro Suzuki 544 in second place.
Wow. God damn.
So there have
So
been.
so it is a trick question, but
it's a
broke up
great
another
trick
no hitter
question.
with a long ball.
All right, how many major league players do you think? This is not a count though. I gotta look this up. Lost a no hitter on the last out. So 8 2/3 innings.
It's
no-hitter.
happened more. It's happened to the Reds. I know that.
Players.
And as a matter of fact, our guy, I think Andrew Abbott or somebody, I can't remember who it was, one of our Reds players, just a few days ago, took a no-hitter to the ninth, and he had thrown like 113 pitches, I think, and gave up with one out in the ninth, gave up a hit. And, it was sad. I thought I was going to get to see me a no-hitter out of my beloved
Oh, that just makes you sit on your couch and stare for about an hour and a half.
Oh, God. Well, imagine being the pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
hard
I'm
enough
talking
for
about,
us to deal with the fans sometimes.
The last
Be
person
the
happened-
pitcher. Be the pitcher.
Framber Valdez. August
Hang on here. So we're supposed to guess how many pitchers have lost a no-hitter with 2 out.
with 2 outs in the ninth inning.
The number 26.
Count these 3, 4.
26.
Somebody doesn't count. They doesn't give numbers. So
I'm gonna. Well, I need to go higher or lower than Coltrane. I'm gonna go lower than Coltrane. I'm gonna say 23.
That's like $1.
Yeah, $1.
counting them right now.
You always want to kick that some bitch's ass.
Don't you now?
And then
It's amazing how many times that $1 bid would win too.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
You know, there's a stat we should look up. How many times did the dollar bid win? I bet you it's a lot.
Or
So,
that time where they
there's
go
$1, Bob. They're all stupid fucks. They're all stupid fucks.
$1.99.
$1.
$2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's always that.
what I
I've seen
love
that
is-
done too. I've seen
What I
that
love
done.
is the guy that bids $1 and he's not the last person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the next guy going. Well, he knows something I don't know. $2, Bob. $1.80.
All right.
$1.80 over here.
It's happened a lot, actually. There's 21 listed here, but there's a big jump from like 1975 to 1915. So there's,
Really?
A
yeah.
little change.
So-
I guess was 23. So
Yeah, the number's probably fairly large. The last time it happened was August 6th, 2024. Framber Valdez, the Houston Astros, pitching against my Texas Rangers.
yeah.
2 outs in the ninth, gives up a home run to Corey Seager.
Oh, that sucks. I wonder how many people. Now here's a number for you. I wonder how many people have lost a no-hitter in the bottom of the ninth and also lost the game on that hit.
That's probably.
I know it's happened. I do know it's happened.
Probably a pretty small number, though.
You would think it'd be a small number, but I do know it's happened, and I think it's happened to the Reds.
That was a walk-off situation.
Now, who's the last pitcher to throw back-to-back no-hitters?
It's got to be still Vandermeer.
Was that Jose Lima?
Fuck no. Johnny Vandermeer, Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, it's the only person.
Long time ago. He was actually before my days, I believe. What years did he do that?
I think that was in like 46 or something.
I'm pretty sure he was before my days. But Reds fans laid a lot of claim to that, though, because he's the last one to do it.
Johnny Vandermeer threw 2 consecutive no-hitters in 1938.
38.
I was there. I was watching that game.
That's actually before my mother's day. She wasn't born till 39.
Hot dogs were a nickel back then.
My mother was born, and they never did it again. And now, how many people have taken pitchers with no-hitters 10 innings or longer? Because that's happened too.
5.
Look at all the fun we're having over here on members night, and here it is 10:39, and we're down to 12 people.
And nobody's saying shit.
Extra inning no-hitters in Major League Baseball history.
Jaden Drago guessed Pete Rose for something, but I don't know what his guess is for.
Oh, that was for the probably the home run thing or the breakups.
What's
up, Jaden? I didn't know you were watching.
That game the other night with the walk-off with the catcher was something else, and Russo is a diehard Giants fan.
So yeah,
he had given up watching. I had to text him to watch it.
Here's the list.
I would have won a parlay because
no, it wasn't Pete Rose.
Pulled it out, but they went over 10 runs. God damn it.
Not that many, right? So July 12th, 1997, Pirates 3, Astros nothing in 10 innings. Francisco Cordoba and Ricardo Rincon was a combined bullpen no-hitter. Could you imagine going out? You're like not allowed to go out for the 10th inning. You're like, dude, I got a no-hitter.
Yeah. Fuck you. No.
Oh, yeah, you shove off.
I'm beating the managers. If I got a no-hitter through 9, and if my arm has not fallen off on the pitcher's mound, I'm whipping the managers. I'm going back out there. They're going to have to get the other 9 players to drag me off the mound. I got a chance to throw a fucking no-hitter.
On August 19th, 1965, Jim Maloney of the Cincinnati Reds.
Of the Reds, yeah.
10 innings. Reds won. Cubs nothing.
Lost the game, didn't he?
No, they won the game, but he walked 10 batters across 10 innings.
Well, he was picky. He was picky.
There was a reason that it's a no-hitter. None of them could reach the damn ball.
But he had to throw 40 extra pitches.
So that's a no-hitter with an asterisk.
Fred Toney,
those motherfuckers.
Fred Toney of the Reds, 1917. Again, beat the Cubs 1-0 in 10 innings.
The Reds have manipulated the system apparently back-to-back.
July 4th, 1908, Hooks Wiltsey of the New York Giants. The New York Giants 1-0 over to
What
Philly.
year was that?
That was 1908.
Yeah, with a name like that, that just sounds.
And what was his name? Was Hooks what? And what did he do?
Hooksy or Hooks?
Wiltsey. Yeah.
That's like Skillet, Hooks.
But what did he do? I didn't hear what he did.
He was the first to do a no-hitter more than 10 innings or 10 innings.
Oh, okay.
There was like 3 teams back then, though, wasn't there?
I wonder if anybody went 11 innings or longer.
Well, our statistician just.
I noticed Bob's wearing that sub 500 Ranger jersey there. And we're playing 500 ball the last 2 games.
Yeah.
very, very optimistic view of how the season's going. Yeah, I'm going to watch my Reds here in a little bit. We were up 2-0 in the third last I saw, but that don't mean shit. Marlins had won 11 straight road games till we finally got their ass yesterday. I think we got them 6-1, 7-1, something like that. And it's 7-1. Will Benson hit a home run in the 8th. And but yeah, those fucking Marlins have gone on the road and won 11, and they're way sub 500. They just got hot recently. They'd won like 9 series in a row. So they come from way back in the pack. Now the Reds are getting ready to play Colorado after this, starting tomorrow, leading into the All-Star break.
Are they in Colorado?
I don't know if they're coming here or we're going there. I don't know.
In the corked ballpark?
The corked ballpark. Well, it better be. It better be. So we didn't have a lot of people in here tonight, and I knew we weren't being members only, but we did good. You know, the good people showed up. Randy the Macho Man Satterley was the star of the game with $50 in donations. Edge did $35. Let me take a look at those donations again. Well, actually, Edge did 45 because he sponsored the cake for Gwen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, he sponsored the cake. I just ordered Gwen that Eunice showed you a food bundle. I try to borrow some money, but I just get one. Oh, Jesus. I thought the food bundle was only $1,400. Well, hang on. I was going to send you some money for some cake, but let me send you the balance to get the food bundle. So you can get cake another day. Okay, they're wanting to order a shitload of pizzas and everything, Edge. They're 400 pesos short. What else is fucking new? Hang on here.
400 pesos.
I'm going to... What's that?
I said it's only 400 pesos, Kenny.
Just shame me into it, you little bitch. God damn it. 400, all right. Let's get her the fucking cake. We'll do both. Another 1,000. It's just fucking money, right?
That's it.
Just fucking money is all it is.
So here are the
made-up entity.
Yeah. So the longest no-hitter really is 10.
Coltrane, you good for $10?
I think I could do that, yeah.
There you go.
Harvey Haddock.
So the cake is now sponsored by Coltrane. Edge is sponsoring the bonus money for the pizza. Because I paid for the other shit. The mattress and the room division and power pack. And
here's the worst no-hitter loss of all time. Harvey Haddock's Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, God.
May 26th, 1959. Haddock's threw a perfect game through 12 innings, retiring the first 36 batters he faced. He lost the perfect game in the top of the 13th when Pirates third baseman Don Hope committed an error.
I thought I had heard a case where the innings went into the teens.
After a sacrifice bunt by Eddie Matthews, an intentional walk to Hank Aaron, Haddock's lost the no-hitter and the game on a Joe Adcock walk-off homer.
Adcock.
The homer was ruled
brother of Becky Adcock, the one that loves
Coltrane. Was ruled a double because Aaron walked off the field before rounding the bases. The final score was ruled 1-0.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
my Lord. What a dumb fuck.
Another one that really hurts is Pedro Martinez on June 3rd, 1995. Martinez has a perfect game through 9. He gave up a leadoff double in the 10th. Mel Rojas came in, pitched the last 3 to retire them. So perfect game through 9, leadoff home run into the 10th, or leadoff double in the 10th. But the Haddock's game was insane. Now, really screwball. On Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. The Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox scoreless through 9, a no-hitter, but a ghost runner was placed on base because of the ghost runner rule. Jackie Bradley scores on a Bobby Dahlbeck triple, killing the no-hitter. The Red Sox
is a ghost runner? I've never heard of that.
Eunice's mother says thank you very much for sponsoring.
Ghost runner is the extra innings.
But Bob thinks it's more important to talk about a ghost runner from 1904.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer
asked a question.
You go ahead and explain, Bob. Did they pay money for the question? I mean, I couldn't.
Yes, he did.
He paid my time, but
he paid for somebody's freaking pizza.
Oh, this was Coltrane. This was Coltrane.
Coltrane with the question. Yeah.
Well, goddamn. Well, who the fuck am I? I mean,
I dropped a 10 spot.
I mean, it's not like you're not talking all the time anyway. So fuck.
So we're interrupting Coltrane, the one who paid for the cake.
Yeah, well, not the cake. I
talk about the cake.
Yeah, well, somebody paid for cake and somebody paid the 400 peso balance because the pizza bundle, which I think I sent Bob a picture of, was 1,400 pesos. Well, Eunice's mother only had 1,000, because she borrowed that from work to pay for it because she hasn't been paid yet. She don't get paid for like a couple more days.
Yeah.
So she borrowed $1,000. That wasn't enough to pay for the pizza. So between Edge Copeland and Coltrane, I paid for the room division, the maintenance for the guy to come up there and put up a room divider in Eunice's room. So Gwen has her own room. We bought her a mattress, got her a queen size mattress. It's 4 inches thick.
Nice.
Speaking of 4 inches that we saw in here a little bit ago. So we've given Gwen a much better life. She's gotten cake for her birthday. She's going to have a pizza party for her and all the kids. Looks like there's enough food there for a couple days, I would guess. Unless you invite a bunch of heathen neighbors over. Never do that. You know.
Yeah. Don't ever invite your neighbors.
Never invite the
neighbors. Smell go out the window.
Never invite the neighbors. And so let me let Gwen know that her cake has been sponsored. If I can find her here real quick. So, yeah, I mean, goddamn, you're only 18 once, but...
That's what they say.
Yeah.
So, well...
Only 19 once, and you're only 23 once, and you're only 38 once. And...
Okay, sweetie, my show raised enough money to sponsor you the cake and your pizza party, and Eunice's mother borrowed 1,000 pesos to make sure you had a great day today. Plus, your room has been built. You've got your mattress. You got your bedding. I don't know if you got your hot dog pillow, but if you don't, it's coming soon.
Oh, yeah, and just one more thing, Daddy. It's only 14.
It's only. It is only.
Additional 5,000 pesos.
How much is the hot dog pillow? It's only 350 pesos. Do you have 350 pesos? Then don't use the word only.
It's only going to cost you.
Yeah, it's only going to cost you. Eunice's mother says Gwen is going to be so happy today because she doesn't know all this shit's going to happen. She does know that she got her room divider done. She does know she's got a mattress. She doesn't know that she doesn't know about the pizza party. And Bob, did I send you a picture of what all they're getting for their 1,400 pesos? Did I ever send you that?
No, I don't believe you did.
Somebody sent it to me. Was it Eunice? Allow me to scroll through here for a second. But yeah, like I said, if this is the only thing we got done tonight was to get that kid out of that situation, we did some good shit.
We done good.
Of course, Bob got a ride in the back seat of a used car.
That kind of ride.
Good day for Bob.
It was a whole
from a 33-year-old Marissa Monet looking person. Hey. I do think Marissa Monet. I'm sorry. What's the correct name on her, Bob? Or not Bob, but Coltrane. Melissa Monet or
Mercedes.
Marissa Tomei or
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei. Yeah. I think Marissa Tomei is one of the most beautiful women on the planet Earth.
She is
just a beautiful woman.
I actually liked her in The Wrestler too, because she was aged a little bit, but it's like that hot aged.
Well,
like the hot mom down the street,
Yeah. Oh, she's a beautiful woman, no doubt about that.
Remember her from A Different World? She was the only white girl at that black college.
What was the black college?
Show. Yeah, I think it was called Spellman or something like that, but it was A Different World.
Okay, Bob, there's the mattress we bought. It's a queen size mattress. We got it for 1,000 pesos delivered. So about $20. And I'm trying to find that pizza party picture so we can show Edge what we got here and the train.
Yeah, what did I buy?
What did you buy? Well, they send me so much shit. Bob says, yeah, I know the feeling. I think I sent Bob this. That's the circuit breaker shit we paid for, which supposedly is going to help. I can only trust the electrician at what he says.
Jasmine Guy is 63 years old. That is
who is?
She sounds like it now too.
Yeah, Jasmine Guy. She was in That Different World. She was when Lisa Bonet.
Oh yeah, I remember her. How old is she?
63.
Wow, that don't sound right.
I know. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, here we go, Bob. This is what we bought for our 1,400 pesos. I mean, not bad for about $22, I guess.
No,
give or take. I'm shocked it doesn't say only 1,400 pesos.
Yeah, it's only 1,400.
Only 1,400. How much you got? 1,300. Oh, so you need more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go.
I got the Bobby Bob. Not that will tell you where that came from.
No, I'd never guessed in 8 years. Right?
Jara needs.
I would quicker guess somebody from 1908 throwing a 13-inning no-hitter.
Yeah.
I would.
It was a Jara needs this. Oh yeah, and this. Okay, well, how much is it?
Only.
It's only.
Yeah, only. I think Filipinos are their first word out of their mouths is only.
She does not typically give me the only. My biggest problem with her is getting.
Oh, Eunice is always only.
It's like what I get from her is things like, my Bob, please, even only the registration fee that can help me, Bobby. And I'm like,
yeah,
and
please only even a little.
I'm like,
oh, let me look up Labrador's account and see what she's needing. It might be more than we can do because food.
Whose account are you needing?
Always takes priority. There's Jaded Entertainment's $10 donation. Thank you, Jaded Entertainment. We appreciate it. Give me a moment here. What am I trying to find?
Honestly, forgot.
I brought my phone up here looking for something. Well, now I forgot what I was looking for. I guess we need to start talking about 1908 baseball again. I forgot what I was looking for something. There's the money for the cake and the pizza party to go with what your mother borrowed today. And I was letting Eunice know.
You were looking for pictures from said party or whatever.
Well, I've sent all those to Bob. Bob, do you have the picture of the? You don't have to show the other ones if you don't want, but I got the picture of the pizza that we ordered.
Yeah, I'm having
for Gwen's little party there
at our 100 limit. So
I forgot what I was looking for.
Like Cameron Brink and all that shit. We don't need that.
I forgot what I was looking for.
Goodbye, Cameron. Goodbye, Mercedes Monet.
Bye.
Yeah, I guess we have to get rid of a few pictures now.
Goodbye, John Cena.
I'd love to watch you walk away.
All right, so there's.
So what all we got there, Bob? We got 1, 2, got a couple.
It's only 1,400 pesos. There
got a couple,
it says only right there.
What are those other two? I see which two are pizzas. What are those other two round things?
Spaghetti, mahia, cusita, and puto.
That was a puto.
50 pieces of puto and 50 pieces of cusita.
Malaza pan shit.
Don't go to Mexico and say that.
Yeah.
What's that 12-inch pan of pan shit there at the bottom? Oh, it's pans. My bad.
Of pan shit.
I don't know what pan shit or not.
I'll take that.
What's that plate of balls? What's that called?
That would be either puto or cusita.
Is that like those machi balls or whatever?
50 pieces. Okay. All right.
Cutcinta.
What is it made of?
There we go. Well, that looks like a good...
is a soft, chewy Filipino snack or dessert made of flour, tapioca flour, and brown sugar.
Well, that looks like a decent amount of food, along with whatever else they make to go with it. Maybe they'll make up a batch of rice,
kind of
make
a dessert thing.
A little rice on your pizza there. Yeah,
pizza.
All right,
pizza.
Only.
So I think the stuff on top, the orange stuff, is the cutcinta.
Yeah,
I think that's what that is because it's got kind of a fruit.
Yeah, it looks like there's pizzas. It looks like there's pieces of it there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. And that ought to be enough to hold them over for a little bit, I guess.
One would hope.
And they're going to get a cake. We paid for it, or get another pizza. Whatever you want. They're probably going to want cake. They seem real picky about the cake
and spaghetti.
Well, fellas, it is 4 minutes to 11. My eyes are fading. We've been here almost 2 hours, which I never dreamed. I thought we could be here half an hour. So I think we gave our members what they wanted tonight, but there's going to be a lot of members-only shows coming up, guys. And now you saw why. We did as good tonight as we do when we opened it up to the freeloaders. So if you want a freeload, go watch Dutch Mantel Show.
There you go.
Or Cornets or whomever.
Or that other show.
They would love to have you. All right. So...
I
got to let the dogs out and get some eye medication in here real quick. And but like I said, we got some good stuff done tonight, so this is good. And they've got their cake and pizza money. Let me check with Labrador and see what. Bob, if we can afford Labrador, I'll let you know. And if we can't, you probably won't hear much from me about the lab. But she's needing something else done. I forgot what it is. So let me see if we can afford it. And we'll go from there. Otherwise, we're going to help people with food and the shit that they need. Oh, real quick. Jambi needed 800 pesos. I said, why? My son needs a uniform. I said, Jambi, my memory ain't great, but I'm pretty goddamn sure I just bought you a uniform for your kid, maybe 2 of them, not long ago. Yeah, but we have a new principal and he wants new uniforms. And I wrote back, and I vented to you about this. I said, you tell that motherfucker he can pay for the goddamn uniforms if he wants new uniforms goddamn bad. Please copy this and tell him it's from me. Tell him he can pay for the fucking uniforms. You people can't afford the goddamn uniforms. And so a new principal comes in, decides he wants every kid in the school to have a new uniform. He can pay for the motherfuckers.
Different color. He wants a red uniform.
Bless his fucking heart.
Yeah.
So they got these kids here that can't afford transportation to school.
They can't afford
to eat, and he wanting them all to buy new uniforms for $16 a pop. Fuck him. My kid will go to school naked and like it. Or he might not like it.
He might like it, actually.
Might not like it. He might.
I might do.
Depends if there's any snapping turtles on the way to school. That could change the opinion.
Ouch.
All right. So at least I got that out.
And
so
how much
no.
is dragging behind you?
Kid, the principal wants new uniforms. He can buy the new fucking uniforms. So I sent her some money. I said, but no, you need rice, you need dog food, you need shit like that. I said, if I even smell that you bought another uniform, I said, I'll never send you money again. Because she wrote me afterward going, the dogs were low on rice and they need milk. I said, well, good, buy that. But I ain't paying for another fucking uniform because this principal comes in, fucking evil dictator, wanting everybody to drop $16, which is a lot of money to Filipinos, on new fucking school uniforms because he's the new sheriff in town. Fuck him. All right. I wouldn't last long there. That's obvious. No, all right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Thank our sponsors, Arby's, which I'll be going to again next week. Five Guys I'll be going to next week. Bob, we can't do away with Royals. I was going to take them down the 1st of July. Never got around to it. And we will slide the Blaze logo into the Royals logo. And other alterations.
The show, Blaze.
Pardon?
I said, you made it to the show, Blaze.
You made it. Well, they're up in the right-hand corner. They kind of have their own
yeah, I see them.
there. But being round and everything, it's worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
But if we can find a way to make that, I mean, we made Fish House work and they're round. So I think we can make it work. And, but no, thanks to all of our sponsors. And like I said, no heat with Royals. They just changed some rules there. And if you're not even buying your employees a meal, then I'm not going to, but the food's good. So if you want to go there, the food's good. And Five Guys, man, the burgers are off the charts. Arby's, the Philly cheesesteak sandwich, they're giving 100,000 of them away for free. Tyler Cox wrote me, says they do not have them in the part of North Carolina he lives in. He's going to try and find a spot that does. New Jersey apparently has franchising fees with Arby's. It's hard to find an Arby's in New Jersey, according to Paul, who was in here on the show earlier. So Jersey, get your shit together. Get some Arby's over there.
Come on.
Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. I don't know if they have them near you, Bob. And one thing I suggest to both of you, I mean, you all do this show. You have these sponsors in your neighborhood. Call and act like you're making the deal. Hey, we're going to advertise Arby's on our show if you'll give me a couple of free meals every 2 weeks. Yeah. And because you're representing Arizona, he's representing Dallas. We got 3 sections of the country covered here. Shouldn't be that big a deal. So call your local restaurants in your area, show them the logo, and this is what it will look like. We'd love to have you be a part of us. We mixed you in with a few other sponsors. So if you have, y'all have Five Guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, call them and call Arby's and just mention that you advertise them on the show that you're a co-host of. And we do this where if we just get a couple of free meals every 2 weeks, we don't charge you any money, but we only advertise places that we really like. Mm-hmm. And see if y'all can get you a meal out of the deal. Can't hurt.
I'll check it out. Yeah, because there's one less than a mile away.
Tell them you're Charlie Wilson of the Gap Band. That should get you right in. And you're Stephen King's little brother.
I'll just take all this off and say I'm Shamar.
You could do that.
It's got to bulk up a little bit before I go.
That might even have more stroke.
It might.
He's actually done some shit recently.
Because it'll be like a Charlie Hooser.
They might do that. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I need some eye medicine, and I will see you all. If I don't do anything over the weekend, I'll see somebody back here Tuesday night, maybe.
Maybe
I'll be there.
We said good day. We said good day.
And